Hello guys, and welcome back to this new video. So today in this video we are going to talk about dating, right? And we're gonna go through a bit of what we call nowadays dating, but mostly we're gonna say some random facts about dating. So don't miss out this episode, stay tuned, we're gonna delve straight into the matter. What we call nowadays dating and that thing, in other words, that lives on the internet and that we sometimes are able to connect to, and also through which we are able to connect to different people that we don't know, started a very long time ago. We are in the 17th century, so in the 1600s, and that is when that was when dating started. It started by publishing on the last pages of a newspaper personal ads, right, of people that were looking for their soulmates, or just people that were looking for more rich people. Indeed, we can report here that there was a man in 1695 who published on the newspaper the ad that he wanted a young, noble woman with a dotage of about 300,000 pounds nowadays. So he wasn't looking for somebody cheap. Anyway, point being, really those personal ads exploded in the following century. So we are in the 18th century, 1700s, where you find all these newspapers full of personal ads. They were mostly used though by homosexual people. That is because homosexuality at the time in the UK and in the US was punished with death penalty by law. The case that we would like to remember is that of a woman named Helen Morrison, who published on Manchester Weekly Journal a personal announcement, but she was intercepted by her mayor, who sent her to a psychiatric hospital. That is because at that time, personal ads and publishing those ads was considered somewhat eccentric and so out of the norm, and that is why she spent a whole month in a psychiatric institution, something that we would consider just out of the norm nowadays according to our criteria. Anyway, really, personal ads and announcements of that sort became very, very popular in the 20th century. The reason is very simple. There were a lot of soldiers on the front lines, right? And they were lonely, and there was a lot of social pressure, like fascism, for instance, had attacks on unmarried bachelor people, right? Bachelor guys specifically. And so it was important for everybody also due again to social pressures that governments were exerting to get married and to have their own family. And that is how we ended up to dating apps nowadays. Basically, we are jumping straight into it. Now, speed date. Let's talk for a second about speed date, because many of you know what that is. I'm assuming all of you know what that is, but maybe some don't. But speed date is just like the meeting at a table. You meet people you don't know in a room. You are at this table, and at this table you spend 5 minutes. Men spend 5 minutes with each woman that is present there, and then at the end you refer to the organizers, and that's how you get her number, and that's how you get the conversation going. Speed dates were invented by a rabbi, thing that I did not know, by a rabbi named Yaakov, rabbi in Los Angeles. That is in 1998. The reason was that he wanted to propel and to favor and encourage meetings between young Jews, probably Orthodox Jews, I'm assuming, since the meetings were surveilled. And so that is how the story went down, and then speed date became extremely popular, at least for a decade. And then, according to Yanis Spindel, who is the author of How to Date Men, Dating Secrets from America's Top Matchmakers. The ideal places to meet people are not necessarily restaurants, but there are more cafes and cafeterias, but also malls, schools, universities. Apparently in restaurants people are pretty much closed up. They are there either for business or to enjoy a dinner or lunch, whatever that is. And so it's important not to get distracted by looking at the people that are around, apparently, or something like that. But cafes or schools are places, probably the most popular places where you could actually meet someone. Now, of course, with the popularity of dating sites, dating apps and whatnot, of course, dating coaches emerged, and that's how we ended up in this place, lonely. Anyway, dating coaches, excuse my commentary, dating coaches encourage, and this might also not be very true, but they encourage to connect with somebody immediately. So 2 ways of doing that, very simple. First is to repeat somebody's name twice at least in the conversation, right? And so that's a great start. But also to mirror his or her movements, his or her gestures, right? So if he's drinking, you're drinking also. And if he's putting down the cup, you're also doing that. But not everything, because otherwise it seems you're just a weirdo, probably. Anyway. Alright, that creates apparently a lot of synergy, right? And I thought that, conversation was the thing. No. Alright. Then, other curiosity about dating is that that emerged from a bunch of surveys. So the idea is that for men, it's acceptable if a woman sleeps with you at date number 3. Whereas women, American women, refer that sex can happen between the 1st and 3rd month. Probably it's because otherwise you friend zone somebody. I don't know though. I think it's very susceptible to the situation, but it is important also to really probably get to know somebody before investing feelings, right? And then if you can disconnect the two, well, good for you. And then last curiosity that we have today before we finish this video is a curiosity that comes from somebody who attended my own university, UCL. Her name is Hannah Fry, and she says that basically people tend to choose on Tinder and other apps pictures where their flaws are not so evident. But her suggestion goes exactly in the opposite direction. Do not choose pics that will make you look like somebody else, but embrace what makes you stand out. So embrace what is different in you and why people should, be interested in you. So, embrace your flaws, right? Because those will make you different. Embrace, things that also you might not like, because you'll have a higher likelihood to succeed. I don't know any of that, to be honest, but it's important. So, eventually the truth comes out. So why lying? Why lying? Anyway, guys, that's all I got for you today. So I hope sincerely you enjoyed the video. If you have, please don't forget to subscribe, like the video, join me, subscribe to the channel, comment below. I'm looking forward to hearing all of your thoughts and opinions. And that's it, guys. If you care, hit the notification bell so that you can receive every new update. We'll talk some more next time on a different topic, I'm sure, in a new video. Bye!